Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Settlers 2. Let's get right to it here. I thought I had turned this off actually. Like that. Let's see, where were we? In my last part I spoke a bit about changes they had made to this 10th anniversary edition over the original that kind of improved it. They've overall made some gameplay changes that they fixed some bugs and stuff. That made it a lot easier to play this game. Let's see, let's get rid of some of the animals, little deers that run around. I know it's cruel, but it has to be done. It has to be done. I need my gold. Not that I found any yet, but I will, hopefully. Let's see, we found some stone here. Stone is quite... won't be useful probably for a while, but it's good to know that it's available in case I need it later on. We'll also further extend our reaches here, like that. Let's see, what do we have here? Like so. Let's build a woodcutter here, get rid of some of this forest. But there are some features actually in the original that I kind of missed that they removed. First of all, you can't zoom out as far as in this version as you could in the original, and I feel like this is a bit too close still. I want even more overview than you're allowed in this game. But that's a minor issue I have. Here we see now a woodcutter who only 70% efficiency. It means he's not got any wood in the vicinity to cut down probably, and we can see that's so. So he's not necessary anymore. We will destroy this building, make sure we have a free woodcutter to go work somewhere else, because I keep erecting new woodcutter huts all over the place to clean out some land. Here we are getting a new good patch for future farms. So let's see, we found iron and coal over here. Let's build up some mines while the signposts are still up. Like so. And here we have iron. We don't actually have a sign saying there's iron here. We could venture a guess and say there's probably iron here. Could also be nothing. So I'm actually not gonna guess anything here. I'm just gonna assume that it might be empty right here. Could send out a geologist actually and check it. That's probably the easiest way. We found stone, that's that, right? We have some more manned buildings. Let's continue up down here actually, see what's there. Here we have a bad road, we don't want that. Another feature I really miss from the original is that you were able to follow characters. It's kind of hard to explain how that worked and the importance of it, or like usefulness of it, because there wasn't really any. It was something I really enjoyed doing as a kid when I played this game. You could like zoom in, so mark a spot close by on the map, and then there was like this little camera button that you could click that would follow the character that was the closest to the area you had marked. There was no point really to this, except maybe for keeping track that the character was doing its job, which it's supposed to do. I'm not sure how it couldn't do that, not do its job. It only has one job really in this game. But in the original version, admittedly, it did happen that characters, or these little workers, sometimes forgot to do what they had to do. They just stopped carrying goods. I have no idea why this happened. It just did occasionally. I'm guessing it's a bug. The only way to get around it then was to destroy the road he was on, kind of reset the route, so to speak. This could be a bit annoying if you had established a nice path for them to walk on, and what will happen when you do that, which we will see eventually when a worker has walked up and down his little his little road a number of times, I don't know the number exactly, 50 or something, 100 maybe, then it will turn into a stone road and he will get help from a little donkey. I will show you when that happens. It means that piece of road is considered high traffic, and it allows you to keep a better eye on like where the most goods is traveling, I assume. Now we see these little woodcutters are giving this forester a hard job. He's not planting as many trees as the woodcutters are chopping down, so we can help him out by putting up another forester. The ratio you normally want to go for to have a good balance, because the foresters, one forester actually outplants one woodcutter's work. So if you have one forester for every one woodcutter, he will plant more trees than the woodcutter chops down. A good ratio I've found is 3 foresters on, 3 woodcutters on 2 foresters. That works well. But we're gonna need, I'm gonna allow this little forest area here to replenish a bit before I build up another woodcutter. And also, at the moment, I don't really think I need it. Another feature I missed from the original game was that you were able to have these little statistic windows as drop-down menus. I always had them available up here. I had the inventory, this that shows the how many buildings you have, how many buildings are being built. For instance, here we have an example. I have 10 barracks ready built and 2 barracks are being built. And it also shows the efficiency. So for instance, my iron mines, I have 2 at the moment, are going at 100% efficiency, the one I have active. If this were to be built, it would obviously add up the efficiency of both of them and give me the total of it. So let's see, there was iron ore here. I am very glad. I will mark them out for myself like so I remember them. We have a military building manned here. I keep saying band, I don't know why. It's just something I do. Something you can do in the later versions, I think it's Settlers 4 maybe, is tell the woodcutter where to cut. Now I'm kind of at his whim here. He chooses area himself. He will obviously do it within a certain vicinity from his hut, so that's the power I have basically. I build up the hut somewhere, the building somewhere where I want him to cut down, but then whether he chops these trees down to the right here or to the left, I can't, I have no power over that. In the later games you can actually mark out an area that you want him to have a higher priority for, which is a very good feature that they add later in the game. So let's continue expanding here. We probably also want to start getting some sort of military production going. We'll also show you this here. No resources found quarry. It means this little man has done his job very well and completely cleaned out the stone field that we had here. As you can see here, another feature that they added in the 10th anniversary edition that wasn't available in the original version is that when you burn down a building, you get some of the materials back. That was not so in the original version. It's a nice little thing they had. This guy doesn't seem to have much else to chop down either, so we will burn his building down too. It's kind of mean actually, the way you just you know, order people around, burn down their houses. He might have had a really nice life going on there, but I don't care. I need him elsewhere probably. This guy seems to be done as well, so we can move them along. Like for instance, let's build up a quarry there. And I know we had some stone over here, was it? Yeah. Whoops, we don't want the forester there. I've done stuff like that sometimes. You build a completely wrong building, and then when you get back there, eventually when your settlement gets really big, you always keep track of every little area, and then you find out you've built up fishing huts somewhere in the middle of land doing nothing, whether you are supposed to have a forester or something. So, oh, nice. Here we will be able to build a harbor, but I don't own enough of this land to be able to do it yet. I'm not sure I want a harbor. Let's check out the map. If I remember correctly, there was only water around the edges, so a harbor would allow me to take a boat, for instance, and place a settlement on the other end of the island if I want to. I'm thinking, why not, actually? Keep double-clicking. So let's build a barrack there, so we get this land here. There we go. Another thing I want to mention is that when you build roads, I mentioned how important it is to have as many signposts as possible. That is not so when it comes to, for instance, if you build a building that's on its own, that's not part of the main route, it's not really important how the road looks, because that road will probably only carry the one goods. Now this road, for instance, will carry stones and crop, but they don't produce often enough to be an issue. Even if you would only have the one man carrying the goods here, he would do it often enough to like make it in time, so to speak. It's only really the main roads you want to keep as tight as possible, making sure there are as many carriers as possible. I know we built up one hunter's hut, but not down this end, so I'm gonna want to do that. And also I'm feeling like we have a storehouse over there. Why not build a storehouse like right here? You can never have too many storehouses, I feel. They only make things easier. So the harbor works as a storehouse, so if I do, and I will, build a storehouse over here, I don't really feel like I need one down this route. However, I do need one up this way. The storehouse is also something you want to keep away from the main route, in the sense that you don't want the worker who puts the goods into the storehouse to be part of the main route, because the act of walking into the storehouse and leaving the goods takes a bit of time. So what you want to do, I'm just gonna give an example here. Let's see, the central area is there. If I want to build a storehouse, see, the main route will probably go around here. Now this area ends here, so there won't be much trouble here. Actually, I'm gonna build a storehouse. I'm gonna show you my example in a different area where it makes more sense. Let's see here. Here's actually a perfect example. This storehouse that I built here, this worker is the guy who will be responsible for putting the goods into the storehouse, and this worker is not part of my main route that goes here, or will go here as I go further down. Now if I had built the storehouse so that it connected directly to this little flag post here, then this worker and this worker would have been responsible for putting the stuff in there, and that means they don't send stuff up and down the road as quickly, because they are also busy putting things into the storehouse. So you want to have a designated worker basically for putting stuff into the storehouse to save up on time. Now this looks like a little piece of land, or mountain I should say, which might not hold much, but this is exactly the kind of place where they could hide precious gold. And I see that building is done, so I will toggle that off straight away. This guy is clearing that up nicely, so I think I'm gonna put up some farms here. We can start up in this area. There. You want to make sure there is some space around. You don't want to put a farm space like here, for instance, because now I could cut down these trees, but assume this would be a mountain range or something. That would make it hard or difficult for the farmer to put crops on the left side of his building. You want him to be able to put down crops all around the building. We can actually put the farm up here as well. It might be a bit close. I'm gonna do it anyway. That was that guy, yeah. Lots of farm space. And now we have to make sure that we have enough tools, because soon we will have to make more tools for our workers. So I have 6 sites for farmers, and you don't really burn down farms, so this is something that these workers don't really return. This is something you have to continue producing, unlike woodcutters. Woodcutters is something that I build up like here, and once it's done I will burn it down and the woodcutter will be free to move to another area. But that's not the case with farms, so we will soon have to build something that will allow me to build more tools. Let's do another iron mine. Let's set up this coal mine, like so. And then we can do an iron smelting works. Now, where you want to put your mining business, everything that's like connected to the mining business, that is a tricky thing, because I might have the coal mine over here and the iron mine over here. Do I want the iron smelts close to the iron mine or close to the coal mine or in between? That's something that requires some thinking. The best thing is probably to have it somewhere where the goods has to travel as short a distance as possible from both areas. But I think I will put it here actually. Let's see, iron smelter, there we have you. That means the iron doesn't have to go very far. The coal does, however, it has to go all the way from here up. And that obviously puts an extra strain on my main road. Oops, misclicked that. Doesn't matter though, it was only stone. Now I can build a harbor, and why not? I actually quite enjoy going by ship in this game. It's fun to explore new areas, set up a new little settlement somewhere. That's done. Yeah, actually, if you do happen to remove this little notification before the geologist is done, you'll get it back as soon as he finds stone in the area again. Now let's see. It's a pretty barren area, and the worst thing is where I can build this mine, there's nothing to get, and here I can't build a mine where there is stone. So the only place we can build something at is here. I'll probably not need these until later, however, so it's not a big concern. Oh yeah, we need to further our expanses. Once you've built, expanded your area for quite some bit, like we're getting somewhere here, I can assume that my enemy is maybe around here somewhere. They expand pretty quickly as well, because it's a good tactic. And so I haven't used the scout so far, because he's kind of a waste of time in the beginning. You have to wait for him to scout like the area out before you start building, and you lose precious expansion time. But as you feel like you might be getting close to your enemy, it's a good idea to start scouting to make sure that you know what you're facing, so that you can build up, for instance, stronger buildings at once rather than expanding them, or build up catapults. Catapults are a great way to defend your land. Let's check out what's here as well. Hopefully we will find gold soon. But I don't think I will encounter my enemy just yet, so I'm not going to send out scouts just yet. Let's see. As I was briefly mentioning earlier, and we'll get back to now, what I was able to do in the original game was put these important windows up here and then just minimize them, and I could expand them and look at them whenever I wanted to. In this game, however, you have to go down here all the time. It's definitely not a hassle or anything. It was just a convenient thing in the original that I kind of miss in this edition. Well, this works as well. So let's see. We have no planks. That's because I only have the one sawmill. So we will definitely have to help that sawmill produce more planks. That's something I should have done earlier, definitely. And I did mention it earlier, so let's... Oops, no. It kind of double clicks sometimes. It's probably my eager finger. We could build a sawmill over here, because we will probably end up chopping down some wood over here, I feel. So then we have that close to the storehouse, and the wood would then go into the storehouse. The planks will go into the storehouse, and I have planks ready to send out closer to the peripheral of my little kingdom here. Although I think up this corner there won't be any enemies. Yeah, the land kind of stops here, so obviously my enemy is to the right of me. We have a storehouse there. I feel like this would be another good area to build up a little wood production. So I'm going to do that as soon as this barrack is finished building. Now, since I kind of got to build another sawmill, it's auto-saving here. It kind of lags it down, like so. Should really turn that off, by the way. Now that I forgot to build that, we will have to wait for the planks to be produced. Which is bad me. Let's see, my mill and bakery are doing fine. Let's see if we are good on grain. The farms seem to be producing about as much as the bakery, or rather the miller, is using. So once these are done, I can build another miller and another bakery to produce more bread for my mines, which will definitely be needed because I don't have a fisher yet, or fishery. I do have a hunter, however, but that's an expendable source that will, yeah, like this guy, for instance, he seems to have ended all the animal life around here. Actually, I don't see any little deers. And they don't come back as far as I know. I don't think they do. We have some more up here, so we'll build another little hunter hut here. There we go. But I will end this part here, so thank you very much for watching, and next part I hope we will get our wood production going a bit better. So see you then.